Welcome to part 4. RCHOP, did it work? So as you'll know from part 2, if you watched it, the diagnosis in part 1 explained I had diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and follicular non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I had 2 types of cancer to deal with. In part 2, that they decided that the best course of action was RCHOP chemotherapy. So I undertook that. That was part 2. 6 cycles of that, 3 weeks apart. Now is finding out if that worked, if it helped me at all. So in order to do that, the first way of doing that is to have a PET scan. Now for me, I live in Guernsey in the Channel Islands. Small islands. We don't have a PET scanner in Guernsey. A PET scanner, I don't know if you've ever seen a CT scanner. It's very similar. Looks like a big circular polo, if you like, and you lie on your back and you traverse through this whilst it's taking images of your body and inside your body, scanning you. Takes about 20 minutes to half an hour, I suppose, for a full one to be completed. So I have to travel, because we haven't got one here, I have to travel to Southampton University Hospital, who've been fantastic, really looked after me all the way through this. So I travel over there. It's a very long day, up 4:30 in the morning to catch a plane, to catch the first flight out, to get there in time in order to get the PET scan completed, and then get the last flight home at 8 o'clock at night. So it's a very long day. For the PET scan, if you've never had one, they're fairly straightforward. You fill out all your documents and sign your bits of paper or whatever, and then they take you through to a cubicle. They'll install a cannula, and then they will inject you with a radioactive tracer. And what the tracer does, it highlights the overactive cells in the body, thus illustrating any areas where cancer could be an issue for you. And the pictures are taken via the CT scanner, as I said, as you traverse through it and take a good series of images, lots and lots of images. So it will highlight any cancer that's left there for you. So I had one of those on the 9th of the 8th, 23. There was some confusion after that one. It still illustrated that lots of the cancer had gone. However, there was still a 75mm tumour, fairly central, just above my belly button, just to one side, and 2 other very small areas that were still highlighted. So there was a bit of confusion there. So they sent me back on the 8th of November, 23, for a further PET scan, which was basically 3 months later after the previous one, to see if things had settled down. Sadly, they hadn't settled down, and I still had this 75mm tumour and 2 other small ones. I can't remember exactly where they were. One was on my ribs and one was on the close to the spine. The other 2, but they were very small ones. So then there was a discussion then to see what type of cancer it was left. They decided that they wanted to do a biopsy, a keyhole surgery biopsy. So prior to that, I had a CT scan on the 20th of December 2023, so they could illustrate to the surgeons exactly where to head for to get the samples of the cancer, so they could be tested. So on the day after Boxing Day, the 27th of the 12th, I went in for the keyhole surgery biopsy. That all went well, not an issue. In about a week to 2 weeks after, week and a half maybe, I got the results, and the results came back clear. No cancer at all, which was fantastic news. So real high for me, because the first time in all this time that things started to look really good. So they sent me back for another PET scan, to hopefully then, because there was no cancer, they wouldn't show any brightness there, and it would back up the biopsy's result of the cancer had gone. So I went back for another PET scan on the 27th of March 2024. However, I didn't get the result I wanted. Still exactly the same as before, a bright 75mm area as before above my belly button, just to one side, and 2 other small ones on one on my ribs and one on my close to my spine. So disappointed after being on such a high that there was a chance I might have actually managed to get rid of this. Sadly I hadn't. I just felt so down. It was a real U-turn, massive U-turn that the highs and lows are awful. So because of that, then they wanted me to try for another biopsy, but this time via using the ultrasound technique. So the same as a pregnant lady would have, where they use a little tool with and look for the baby. They do the same, but look for the cancer. And with that, then they send a needle down into the cancer, aimed with the ultrasound to make sure they get the exact right place. And they take half a dozen or so, I'm not sure how many, but quite a few samples that can then be taken, sent to the lab and tested to see exactly where we're at. This time, the biopsy did back up the PET scan, and the results a week or so later from the lab came back to me via my oncologist, illustrating that the cancer I had still was diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I sort of knew it was coming anyway. I'm still fairly well at that time. I wasn't too sort of unwell, but it was just the biopsy result confirmed the PET scan, which I think I sort of knew what was coming, really, to be honest. So the MDT met again and looked through all my circumstances with the PET scans and the positive biopsy of diffuse large B-cell, and they decided that the best therapy for me as a second treatment, my best second treatment would be CAR T-cell therapy, which has got a fairly good record of treating diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So that was what they lined up for myself. So that will be included in future parts. So in answer to part 4's, did RCHOP work? Mixed emotions. Yes, it did. It cleared my follicular non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is fantastic. However, it didn't quite manage to get to clear the diffuse large B-cell. So I'm still left with a problem. However, I'm in a better position where I've only got one cancer to deal with now rather than 2. So progress, I guess, is made. But onwards we go to CAR T-cell therapy to see if I can manage to clear this one. So many thanks for watching the videos. This has been part 4. I hope you're enjoying them. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I'll keep them coming as regular as possible. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Thank you.